Hey everyone, welcome to chapter 3 of Chemistry and Society, Chem 1115. This is the mini lecture over the notes packet for chapter 3. As I've said in previous videos, you still need to make sure you read the chapter, and you still need to make sure that you read the study guide to help you prepare for the quiz and help you prepare for the exam. This is just me going over kind of the high points from the notes. All right, so in chapter 3, we're talking about radiation from the sun. And so here are some opening questions to help you get started. Sunlight, properties of sunlight, how radiation differs in energy, how does the earth protect us, skin exposure, sunscreen, all that good stuff. All right, this is a reflection that you are going to do. So I'm going to slide on past that. And this is something that you can think about as we're beginning this chapter. Think about some of these things. What is emitted from the sun? What do you think the sun can do that's damaging? And what kind of damage could that cause? And then what are some positive effects of the sun? You know, we always talk about all these negative things, but the reality is without the sun, none of us would be here. So we have to consider both the pros and the cons to us as living things. So the sun produces all kinds of energy, and another word for that energy is called radiation. Now, a lot of people, when they hear the word radiation, they think, green, glowing, liquid, and that's not true, okay? Radiation in this context means just energy from the sun that we're talking about. And we classify that radiation by putting it on the scale called the electromagnetic spectrum. And the electromagnetic spectrum can be broken down by the type of radiation we're talking about. Infrared, otherwise known as IR, visible light, that's light that you can see, so that's like right here in this prism. Ultraviolet light, microwaves, yes, that is what comes out of your microwave oven, which is why it's called a microwave. A microwave oven emits radiation on the microwave wavelength of the electromagnetic spectrum. Radio waves, yes, those are the same radio waves that you pick up on your AM or FM station. X-rays, yes, those are the same kind of X-rays as what you get when you go to the doctor for a broken bone. An X-ray machine produces X-rays, so those are radiation in the X-ray portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, and gamma rays. These are the ones that you really want to avoid. They are not your friend. So the electromagnetic spectrum is organized by wavelength and frequency. Wavelength is the distance between two waves, and frequency is the number of waves that pass in 1 second. So for instance, if you're standing at the beach and you are counting the number of waves, ocean waves that come in 1 minute, that would be the frequency. Now here, frequency is actually measured in seconds. Call me back in 5 minutes. Wavelength and frequency. Okay, wavelength is the distance between two waves, and then frequency is, and this is also a different wavelength right here. And then frequency is the number of waves that will be coming in a given period of time. Okay, the electromagnetic spectrum shows us that relationship. Okay, so gamma rays, these are the ones that you want to avoid. And the reason for that is because they are the highest in energy. They have a very, 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 very short frequency. Whereas radio waves, this is why you can have a radio and it won't hurt you, because radio waves are very low in that energy. And microwaves are the same thing. I mean, you don't want to, stick your head in the microwave, but a microwave in and of itself that comes from your microwave oven isn't going to do lasting damage to you if you have one in your home. Visible light that you see is right here. So see, light is quote unquote more dangerous than these ones down here. And so here's another picture just kind of demonstrating Gamma radiation, that's the bad stuff. That's the stuff that gives you cancer. You want to avoid that. X-rays, right? So there's where X-ray images come from. Ultraviolet radiation, UV. So that's your sun lamps are kind of close to that. Visible light, Roy G. Biv, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And then IR, microwave, radio wave. All right, so here are some things for you to think about on your own. And then when we're talking about how much energy we get from the sun, a small portion of it is ultraviolet, and the rest primarily is IR and visible. And so when an atom absorbs energy, it moves faster, it vibrates faster. It also moves the electrons up in energy levels. So that's why if you put your microwave dinner in the microwave, you hit 5 minutes and then take it out 5 minutes later, it's hot. Why is that? Because it has absorbed those microwaves, literally the waves, and the particles are now moving faster, and that's what makes it hot. Heat is the result of particles moving faster. So there are lots of types of UV light. You can read about this. You might see this on your sunscreen, UVA, UVB, that sort of thing. I'll let you read that on your own. And ultraviolet radiation that can break bonds, that's obviously bad news for us as living things, but also this can affect the atmosphere as well. So when we're talking about skin damage, UVA, UVB, the penetration down is what the factors into this, because if that radiation makes it all the way through and it isn't protected in some way, it's hazardous for us as living things. And so I'll let you read about this on your own. The UV index is something that you'll see when you check the weather every day. You usually have, especially in the summertime, it'll tell you, the high today is going to be 102 and the UV index is very high, right? So this is helping you to protect yourself with protective clothing and sunscreens. And you, like I said, go check your weather and I bet you it'll give you your UV index score for today. So this is something we've already talked about in the past, the regions of the atmosphere. We live down here in the troposphere, and then altitude increases going this way. The ozone layer is here in the stratosphere. It's down here in the pollution range in the troposphere, but higher up, it actually protects us because the ozone layer way up high protects us from having too much of the bad radiation in our home or where we will walk around on the ground. Down here, it's a pollutant. Up here, it's our friend. So ozone kind of has two sides to the coin. This is a picture showing the ozone layer. If you've ever heard of the hole in the ozone layer, these are some images from differing decades. And the last thing that I want to talk about, because this is significant for us as living things, is how sunscreen works. I'm recording this lecture during the summer for my summer session, but you know what? You should wear a sunscreen every day, even if it's just in your moisturizer. So sunscreens have molecules that can absorb that radiation. So like I said, when energy absorbed, the particles move faster, they get excited and go up in energy level. And that's ultimately what happens to us when we are using a sunscreen. So those are just the high points of the chapter 3 notes. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, have a good day and I will see you next time. Bye.